All right, go ahead.
Okay, 4 o'clock, calling to order session of the Whately Municipal Building Committee. First order of business is to review the minutes of our meeting from February 11th. Anybody have any comments?
No, I'm good. I make the motion that we approve the minutes of the municipal building committee dated February 11th, 2026.
Second. All in favor? Aye. No,
Is Keith joining remotely or is he not?
Keith is not able to attend.
Okay.
Okay, we have an estimate from Parallel Eaton Associates for survey work. To essentially study and hopefully give us some guidance on the potential place for a new highway garage on the, well, in the town, campus, which goes all the way over to the fire department.
Yeah.
But looking primarily at the space between the current highway garage and the cell tower.
Correct. And the point of this was to see how much room we had for depth if we could possibly relocate the garage more eastern of the property.
Right.
We have to do this anyways as part of this process.
Just so we can talk about, I made a.
And we still got that one, that right away for the cell tower.
Oh,
Thank you. I was like,
yeah.
thank you.
Okay. That's off the assessment map. I did some very rough measurements.
Yeah.
Just through the program, so they're not precise. The current building is 40 feet deep. We need a building that is deeper than that. Garrett, I think you would say you could.
Yeah.
Well, that's not quite sufficient. There's a 40 feet between the back of that building and the property line. The requirement is a 20-foot setback.
Correct.
So the building doesn't, now, it depends on if we want a driveway or road access behind it, such as there is now, or not. I mean, we'll all get into the design.
Just for a travel lane to public road is how wide? 12 feet? 52 double lane? A single lane, 12.
Yeah, 12.
How much room do you need comfortably to drive behind the building with a snowplow and the truck?
15.
15 feet. So 20 feet is more than adequate to drive a dump truck behind there with a snowplow.
As long as
What's out there now? Ain't much, is there?
Dirt road. Dirt.
Yeah, well, how much?
40
for
feet. Hard
the
to grass.
setback? Right.
Yeah, the road.
It's 40 feet now from the building.
Yeah.
It's 40 feet now from the building to the project.
What, so
The
we
road
can,
out there now is.
yeah, there's nothing really out there.
As long as there isn't a problem putting road in, that right up to the property line.
No, because it's not a main driveway and the parcel is so huge that if Whately had green space requirements, we need that. So
Okay,
it's more like a service area. It's not.
Yeah, like
Correct,
an excellent service area, as long as
Yeah.
you come in the front way where you got enough room.
right.
And you have
I mean,
to,
currently it's used for like bulky waste day going behind to
Yeah, it's not gonna be able
to line up.
We could put signage on it, so.
Yes.
Especially the transfer station. You probably don't know this, but every like big commercial building that you have, you
Yeah.
can always drive all the way around them for fire access.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah,
It's-
okay, also, again, on a very quick study. Roughly from the east end of the transfer station now, where
Yeah.
the bins are. The line from the property line to the easement is roughly 100 feet.
Okay, so it cuts it around.
As you get further east, it goes down to like 85 or 80 feet.
Yeah.
Like I estimated it, or measured roughly 85 feet at the eastern edge of the police department building. So there, especially if we go to a 20-foot setback, there is room to put let's say 60-foot deep building.
Yeah.
But this is the kind we want, our survey to show these things, not my rough. If you're gonna point to the mouse on screen.
Are
It's
they
not
gonna
very.
delineate the easement?
Not unless you tell them what it is.
Well, it's a deeded easement in this.
Yeah, so they'll go off what they have, and then.
They'll put a couple PK mills where it is.
Yeah,
It's just so we know where it is.
So we know where it is.
So we're gonna go off what the old.
Whatever this deeded, there's gotta be a deed for this.
Yeah.
yeah, yes.
Yeah,
Whatever-
whatever he goes down, does that. Right.
So when he does this, I imagine he'll flag the corners and so you just put some PK nails or whatever. Because of stakes can get run over.
Right, but I mean, whatever it is, we hope won't be there all that long, it's for us to, you know,
Right.
to get an idea. For placement,
Just for reference, you know what a PK nail is, does anyone know what a PK nail is? Do you know what it is?
yeah,
It's a special nail made for surveying that has a cross and a dimple on top of it.
yeah,
And it
I've
sets up-
seen
it sets
them
up
around
height.
here.
And they last a long time, like Mass Highway, small time, like I said.
Ring around the two plastic.
Yeah, plastic, yeah,
Yep.
plastic, right.
Okay, but I just want to bring that up to, you know, sort of let everyone know what our rough parameters are here. As far, you know, there is space for a building, it's not unlimited, because we do have that easement. Sitting in the middle of the park.
So you're seeing it goes down the east end of the police station where it starts to get,
Well, you can see it on here.
right, all right, over here.
There it is, she has benchmark there.
I don't know.
That's not, how will happen?
Where do they put where, is there one of the bridges or something? We need a reference point for elevation.
Yeah, they would.
When Eaton's there, like, can he give us a benchmark?
Yep.
Cause that's. And one of the most critical thing in anything is a benchmark to go off of what height, what it is.
Yeah.
Cause they're gonna have their total station there, right? So they can tell us. Usually we pick the top of kind of a fire hydrant, this is elevation, boom, so we know that.
Yeah.
Something that's not gonna,
Yeah, no, permanent structure, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I'd imagine. That's easy.
Okay,
that'd be nice to know while they're there.
Yeah.
Even if it costs a couple of dollars to find that out, that's something that we need to know.
Randy eyes are slow.
Okay.
okay, yeah,
Is there a fire hydrant- is there a fire hydrant on your side of the street in the garage there?
Probably not.
I think it's in front of the fire station.
Isn't there
Which
one
one?
next to the fire
Yes, there's
station?
by the back, yeah, by the backstop, by the monument.
That's where,
That's That's the only
because of
fire.
construction going on, you want something that's never gonna move.
Yeah, that's the only one.
So we should have the fire hydrant or something there that. Okay.
Why don't you move it? We'll go. Everything's wrong.
Yeah. And,
okay, do we have any questions about the proposal?
I make a motion that we approve the proposal from Parallel Eaton Associates for the cost of $4,300 to perform the survey work necessary for this project.
And this will go to the select board to approve, and the money will come out of the building stabilization.
Do you want me to change the promotion to recommend the select board that they approve it?
Yeah,
I can make it, I can.
Yeah,
I can make
probably
it.
do it. Right.
Yeah.
My motion is to recommend the select board to approve the disbursement of $4,300 for this necessary work.
based on this proposal from Parallel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Got it.
that fund currently, got checked the other day, has $100,000 in it. So, and that's, again, this kind of thing that money was put there for.
Right. So Garrett, seconded, you have to vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Because even the parliamentary procedure.
Yeah.
Right.
Since you
Gotta
never,
get right for that.
since you never do.
And when he's studying it.
Okay, is there anything else on that subject of that geographic area that anyone wants to bring up?
No, other than my comments about getting a benchmark when they're there and making sure that that easement is delineated, so we know where it is.
Okay, but we've been,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm good.
but nothing else on that?
No.
Before we move on
It
to,
looks like we
Police station.
we got plenty of room there,
right,
Yeah.
as long as we move the transfer station.
and there's actually room there if we don't move the transfer station.
Right, there is, but it's gonna, right, it's gonna,
I really,
Right.
I'm
it's gonna
really,
be tight.
I think this is a great thing if we can save the ball for the kids.
I do too. I second that.
Just as long as we're talking about the transfer station, also on your maps, we've got the other side of the street.
Yep.
To show the layout of the property.
Yep.
Lot 9, right at the intersection on 91, that's town-owned land. Let's see, Kendall's own lot 47.
Yeah.
The question with that is, at what point do you achieve accessibility off of Christian Lane? How,
West, keep going as far as you can go.
well, yeah, and then, Mark Bussier owns lot 10.
Right.
So it's a question of where,
Where that,
if we're trying to make a driveway to a potential transfer station on lot 9, where do we have to come in
so where the,
to be able to get to it?
where the cutout is now, whose is that on, Mark's? That's on Mark's?
And we would have to find out exactly where
That curb cut
on
is,
this map
right,
that would be. And also, I don't know, if Keith was gonna see if he could talk to Kendall's about that other lot. It can't be worth all that much, it's a totally inaccessible lot.
technically it's like landlocked.
Yeah, I mean, there's no access.
Like, there's no access to it.
It's got a technical frontage on Christian Lane, but because of the elevation,
You never get
not practical.
Right.
Helicopter. So I think we're all agreed that 3/10 of an acre spot would be a great spot for a transfer station.
Right,
But we need to gain either easement through or ownership of the adjacent lot. And ensure access either through the Bussier lot, or, because I don't think that there's any way to get the elevations to get access through that.
because it's starting to,
We don't want to go down the path of the lane, right?
We would rather avoid that.
That gets expensive, sure.
because at 47, it starts to get deep there.
Right.
Shouldn't have to just put a wide turn,
Right.
wide.
Oh, yeah, because you gotta be able to get the garbage trucks in there
Right.
too.
Right.
You're not worried about it.
We certainly, the town would certainly have to acquire the property or access through the property adjacent. But I think that there might also have to be an easement or something through the Bussier property.
Right.
I don't know if this would fall under the survey work. Not, because there's nothing in the proposal about the other side of the street, but we do need to keep that in mind, that if we're moving the transfer station, that we think that that's the best place to figure out how to make that practical. And actually, the sooner the better, because it'd be easier if the transfer station moved before the construction started where it currently is. Okay, next item, police station roof. The chief put in a proposal through the capital improvement committee for the roof and put that, for a new roof that left on. The question is, have we pursued solar on that roof?
Yes. I reached out to Tom Kelly from the Solar, he came today,
Okay,
and they did a site assessment. And Madeline, some town resident from PV Squared, they're also interested in this proposal. Scheduled two competing proposals. And a comment that I made to Tom Kelly of Northeast Solar, a Hatfield company, is that we want to not just take the load of what the police station is using right now, but put as many panels in the roof as possible to not just
that was much as possible, or feed it back to the grid or whatever.
the maximum we could put on there, he said the roof says about the best, and it's exactly do so, or rectangle.
Right.
It's the best, so they're gonna give us a proposal to do that.
Okay.
And I was assuming
One proposal or two?
that was from Northeast Solar, Garrett spoke with PV Squared, are they gonna submit a proposal? They will, yeah, so 2 months to got.
And has anyone talked to Carolyn Garrett about either any possibility for any grants to pay?
I have not done that yet.
Okay,
I reached out,
maybe after we get the proposals in, see, I mean, getting a grant for this building, maybe we can get
Okay,
you know, a different, a grant for that building,
Is it just two proposals, or does it have to be three?
we're just trying to get them from a budget standpoint, what they
General
cost.
idea.
right,
Let this go,
What's that like?
I imagine this will have to go to the register,
Yeah.
combines and all that, people have to submit. And we'll have to write on an RFP, or
yeah.
we'll have to do all of that, this is just to get.
Just to see what's gonna,
Well, it may also depend on what it comes in at. If it comes in under $10,000, which I doubt, but if it did, we wouldn't have to do it right big.
Right. And if you're under 150, you don't have to be DCAM certified, if something's up towards to a lot. other
Right. But I think getting the proposals, give us an
gives
idea
you an idea what's gonna
of,
be.
of what we're talking about. And also even in terms of grants, the roof itself is 25,000. I don't know if it's gonna be more or less,
It's gonna be a lot more, but
Yeah.
it's the cost payback,
right,
doing the cost payback analysis, I invest in.
and how much it is may have an impact on what grants could be
Yeah.
available, because grants have
The new,
dollar cutoffs and floors and ceilings.
Okay.
Right.
the new highway building, so it's a lot of electricity, so I still have said it.
Yep.
Because we're very green.
And it's we're a green community, we've got a roof sitting there with nothing on it,
Exactly.
put something on it. Any other comments on that?
No.
And talk about the transfer station already? Anybody else have any?
I do.
Yes,
I have two things that I wanted to bring up. There's a
Okay.
comment made about potential solar for the water department. Because the electric bill is so astronomical. So we thought we had some land in front of it for today, one time ago, it was that roughly solar, but apparently just not belong to the town, but.
yeah, I gotta check that second.
Yeah, he's got, Wayne's got a $35,000 electric bill, he's playing at being 65,000. So that's an avenue at least going down to see if we can find something there, even if it's a 15-year payback. And the lifespan of 30 years, if the dollars work, it's something to
Yeah,
present.
I looked at the assessment map, the town does not own the property between the building and Chestnut Lane. It owns 3.5 acres around that building, but I think a lot of the slope
It's down
is
below.
the slope.
But you
Yeah.
can still put panels on the slope.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's worth looking at.
Yeah.
It's doesn't have to worry about. The other thing that I had is in our previous thing is we have the roof on the elementary school. I was on vacation last week and I got a call from Bill Hildreth, who, for anyone watching doesn't know, he's the director of facilities for Union 38 French Regional School. So Garrett's in charge of all the municipal buildings here, he's in charge of the school buildings. They kind of work hand in hand with the projects. So the elementary school is leaking. Just a little history. That roof was built in the early 90s, and at the time they put an asphalt shingle roof on that, and they put IKO Chateau shingles, like Bill sent me a whole big document, the history of all this. IKO Chateau shingles were made in the 90s as a premium roof shingle with organic mat instead of the fiberglass mat that you get today. Now we buy fiberglass asphalt roof shingles. Well, back then you could buy an organic one that wasn't fiberglass. And they were sold as a premium product and they were garbage. It was class action lawsuits. It was it all went back. After 5 years, they fell apart. And that's what happened with the school. They fell apart. So at the time, cost savings, they slapped a bar roof on it to save some money. And it's performing pretty well in places, except in the valleys where you have corrugated ribs coming into a valley going down like this, and it acts as a dam, and all the snow piles up in there, and then it leaks under, just like it does here. That's why this roof's falling apart, but. So it's leaking in the cafeteria, some tiles came down last week, fortunately didn't hit any kids. And we know from past talks with Bill Hildreth that the fasteners holding it on, they're corroding and they're at the end of the life. We need to put a roof on this building, but how soon do we need to put a roof on this building? I said, is there a possibility we can put some heat tape up there to melt it so we don't have backups to buy us a couple of years? That could be an option, but I don't know. So Bill came back with a proposal from Titan Roofing for like $430,000 to put a rubber roof. And I said, okay, why are we putting a rubber roof on a sleep building? Could we get it quoted in shingles? So he came back with a shingle estimate, the same company Titan Roofing, and it's just shy of $336,000. After some discussions with some other roofers I know, that seems high. So Garrett knows Stone Mountain Roofing, and perhaps another one that he talked to Bill Holders about this. We're gonna get another estimate or two, a rough estimate of what this really costs to do this, to see if this is a competitive number or if it's an excessive number. If it's half this number, maybe you can fit in our capital plans soon, or maybe you can't, but it's better to know. If this is a good
I would
number.
just, knowing what I do about the budget, if it's half that number, we can probably figure out a way to stretch it over, put half of it into the building stabilization
Right.
fund or something.
That's why I wanna know, is this a real number or is this a
Right.
pie in the sky number? So Garrett has given Bill the information, and this only transpired to us, cause I got home on Monday. It was leaking, we were going back and forth, and it's really Bill's job to give us this stuff, it's not Garrett's, so. Bill's got those, he's researching it, he's been in charge of 5 buildings. He's got a lot on his plate.
He's good. I mean, we can work.
Yeah, we can work with Bill.
He's a good guy. So we're gonna find out if this is a real competitive number, or if this is a excessive number, because the number that I got from my guy wasn't close to this. And my guy's not interested in doing this job. So, I guess maybe our next meeting.
And we may be limited in who we're allowed to engage
And again, also,
through contracts.
if this project is under 150, you don't have to be a DCAM certified company. Saves a lot of money. So let's just see what that number potentially could really be.
We should also
Maybe
keep
put
the
on-
school committee in the loop on this.
We should put Bill on maybe put this on our next agenda. Winter's over, so it's not gonna leak anymore right now, but put it on our next meeting.
Unless it rains.
Careful.
Unless it breaks.
But, so that's, our next agenda, if we could have that, and,
Yeah, as long as we're talking about school building, we need to keep the school committee.
that's fine,
Informed on what's going on.
that's fine. Yeah, so we're gonna try to chase down another estimate. Or two.
I would say a couple of towns, because it sounds like, this one's high, you've got at least verbal lower, be nice to really,
Yeah, I mean.
to really hone in on what's a real
It's
figure.
done by the square,
Right.
okay, which is 100 square feet. Right, so they're gonna tear off and replace. He said 100 squares should cost between like $65,000 and $85,000. This is $335,000. I don't know that we have 200 squares of roof. I don't think we do, so let's just see what, let's get another number.
They'll probably have an idea of what.
Yeah. There's no mention of how many square feet,
Okay.
it's just a number. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
mention of that.
The other thing we should look at, if we're looking at that, the school roof is solar there as well. And
Yeah.
having to deal with the tree, having to deal, what?
You get mad, you talk about those trees.
No, I know.
Those trees down.
We've got, I don't know, maybe, replace them just
With
with
a smaller, they're smaller, because it's just gonna,
make sure there's still trees
if we
there.
decide to go shingle, it's just gonna mess with it.
Or we can wait till those trees fall into the school.
Then we got more of a problem.
Yeah.
My roofer also told me that the average shingle is a 30-year shingle right now. There are better grade shingles that could get us up to 40 years out of that. So let's see what the numbers.
The question is how many years we have left in the building.
Exactly.
Well, what, yes, big, right, yeah,
Right,
that's
the building's
getting
gonna be
old.
obsolete and
Right.
major renovation at some point or whatever. So, yeah, but
The school itself is 35 years old
Yeah.
now.
Right, we don't wanna go put 40 shingles on it, but.
Now, we pay more, but I would put a good 30 here.
Right,
okay.
Okay, so we'll have that on the agenda for next meeting. Talk with that and maybe, at some point we'll get the estimates or proposals in and have Bill come in and
Sure.
give us an idea, because I know that they're working in, Frontier, putting new roof there too.
And he's had really good luck with his tight roof when they come out. They're very responsive. They're good. And he has 5 buildings in their development. He's got a lot going on. He's trying to keep 5 towns. Because it's not just Frontier, it's the other 5 towns. He's done a lot to keep everybody happy. He does a good job, so.
Yeah.
When he says, I'll get back to you, and it takes a couple of days, you gotta come some slack.
No, he's good. five buildings with leaking roofs. And boiler issues.
Some need to hire a roofer.
Especially some, but they have the worst. one.
But, okay, but we'll keep the school roof sort of on the agenda on an ongoing basis.
I think the big problem with roofing why it's so expensive is because you need to have a social security number.
Well, I'm saying it, yeah.
Boy, knows.
Yeah. Okay, any other?
That's all I had for that.
This, what were we talking about this the other time? This bill,
This roof has.
This
has roof leaks, but remember where's the solar going then? Did we?
The whole thing.
it's going everywhere.
So it's. And
It's
we're
going
not,
where it's leaking.
and we're not fixing where it's leaking?
Not me.
That's what we were, that's what was told, put the solar on a leaky roof.
Now they don't have to bring that in this.
The solar will keep the rain off. of the
Yeah.
walls.
Here.
Take it up.
Came up at last night's select board meeting, I mentioned the leak and the roof.
When the
Kate
anchor.
was sitting there and said everything's fine,
Falls in.
so everything's fine.
Insurance.
It's on,
Okay.
it's on record that
And the roof inspection.
Garrett got a roof inspection for the building showing the condition.
Yeah, I don't think that extra weight, if it's leaking, it's gonna this,
Well, the racks just went in and that's why the leak is starting to.
that's what I'm saying, eventually that plywood and that's just gonna.
We're,
Okay, why don't we adjourn? Do I have a motion to?
next meeting first?
Oh, next meeting, we're gonna be waiting on these proposals.
What do you want? Yeah.
You should have the shingle proposals by then.
And the solar proposals.
We don't-
Why don't we again
Seems like
hold
now.
off on setting a definite date until we know that the proposal's in hand?
Sounds good.
And, I mean, you guys at the selectmen have got to approve the survey and get that done, so we should probably meet after that.
If you approve it, right.
Okay,
You gotta approve it, you gotta do the work.
yeah, and
That'll
get on the
Next
agenda for our
meeting
next,
is
for our next
The
meeting.
25th, so.
Right, not next week's finance committee meeting,
Yeah.
but the one after that. Yeah. So we'll be on the 25th, and that will
Does,
be on the agenda then.
does the police chief have anything to say?
Yeah, well, that's what I was just gonna say.
I do,
Yeah.
I do briefly, if you'd like.
Actually, well.
Don't give me too much of a hard time on my plan. I'm not an architect, I'm not a CAD drawer or anything, I just came up with something simple for the space back here. So it's a two-page document.
Sorry, I thought it was.
One's just a layout, the second page is like the size of the rooms and the things that I'm looking, well, that's why I put up the second page, so you can see the size of the room.
Yeah.
You can't really see it, but.
That's all right.
And there may be things, and again, I'm not a contractor, I don't know if we can do the things that I'm looking at on here, but
So does this take up all of that space that's there?
that's,
All of it? Okay.
well, it's. I mean, I could show you, but where the town has all its storage stuff now,
Okay,
there's two racks, and then I think it's 16 feet from the bathrooms to the first set of pillars. That's where it would start, at those first set of pillars, so there'd be a whole 16-foot wide
Okay, well,
section that's still available for the town.
we'll have to check and see if there's anything that the town wants to reserve of the space probably up at this end.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about,
Right.
that's that space that's already there for
Right,
storage, so this starts further down
okay.
to the first set of pillars. So,
And this is running the whole width.
yeah, so if you see the thicker dark
Yeah.
wall, that's actually where the block wall is now, and then the bays start after that. So on this side of the dark wall, that's where the open space is now, on the other side, that's the outside bay portion.
So where would you come in from the outside?
Where the door is now, where we into the lobby, so right, I didn't put a door there,
Right
but
corner.
right on the, down here.
Oh, all right,
Okay, so there'd be a door in the,
So there'd be a door where it says lobby, there'd be a door from the outside.
There is one now.
There is one.
I added, on the back sheet, I have one vestibule. It'd be nice to have like
is
an entranceway and a vestibule to get in.
Is that the door that goes sort of on the upper level of the loading dock?
Yes, it opens right onto the loading dock, so the first, like the lobby, the storage room, the evidence room, That's all part of the loading dock area.
Okay, so,
platform on the top.
Yeah, so it's all the platform.
the loading dock area have to be reconfigured with a wall put in and some access from the bays up that's different from what it is now. Cause right now you got stairs up to the upper level and they would have to,
We'd have to have a
with a
ramp.
wall there for the different rooms, they would have to change.
Yeah, we'd have to have a ramp and
A ramp.
Yeah.
openings on the sides to get
Right.
it through the sides, but
Sense.
Jim, the question I have is that, building code items, your point, just glance here, problem. Is this an effort to fit everything in the space that we have? Like, I'm looking for a wants needs. Do you need every room or do you want every? Or
well,
is this
this,
a way just to fill up the entire space?
no, this is currently the space that we have
Okay,
in the police station now,
okay.
just more condensed, it's smaller, the rooms are smaller, the spaces are smaller. And this is just kind of making the rooms that we currently have bigger, so this isn't really adding much.
Okay,
The only thing that it's really adding for us is this whole bay area, which we don't have
okay.
now, so we could do a lot in that bay area.
Okay.
Which would kind of make the space a little bit bigger inside to make the rooms bigger. We're at 2,800, roughly 2,800 square feet right now.
Yeah.
Inside the building.
Yeah.
The inside portion of this plan is just over 2,900 square
About
feet.
the same size.
Yeah, but adding these sections in the bay gives us a little bit more room to expand the sizes of. the room.
And I assume since you've been there for X number of years, you know where you need space, where space is kind of surplus, you don't need it.
In the building that we currently
Yeah,
have,
like you wish this space was a little bit bigger.
there's surplus
Space
space.
needs to be bigger.
I wasn't aware. Yeah, no, that's what this reflects. There's just the bigger spaces, bigger office, bigger evidence room, bigger booking room. And it's not bigger in the sense that, I mean, I think we're in like our booking room now, you've been in there fixing the wall, but that's maybe 8 feet wide by 12 feet, so we're going to 10 feet by 16 feet. So it's still a little bit bigger, so we're not doubling the size of the room or anything like that.
And
I know there's space here in this building, like this meeting space, there's a kitchen, but if we're gonna be over there, we don't wanna have to walk prisoners through here to go use the bathroom or anything like that, so we wanna have like just a small bathroom, maybe a kitchenette area with a little sink. We don't need a full kitchen, but just somewhere to
okay,
keep.
this fault is the clerk's fault or your fault?
That's the clerk's fault.
That's the
It's
clerk's
already
fault.
existing, yeah. So this is actually where the vault is on here. That's actually part of it. So the vault actually extends like past the paper here.
Okay,
So this is just the part that you can see from where those pillars start.
And there is a bathroom that faces onto that area.
Yeah.
That's not the bathroom you've got on.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's from the bathroom that you know of to where this wall starts.
Yeah.
That's 16 feet.
Okay,
Yeah. So that's all of the space that the town's utilizing right now for all their storage, the shelves and everything. And that's why I put the bathroom and the kitchenette, because if we have to run pipes and water and drainage, it's only 16 feet across as opposed to running it to the other side of the building or
so
something
what
like
do
that.
we do with feasibility for this? Or just move down the path of architecture, how does that work?
I think we need to get a sort of, have the select board say, go ahead, and we're gonna need at least a very rough preliminary estimate of cost,
Wouldn't the
just,
feasibility do that? I thought, don't we have to do feasibility or no?
even if we don't have to, we should.
Okay,
So this wall here, gee, this gonna be something different? To separate his space from,
we
Yes.
don't need one from.
cause you're gonna want it quiet, cause if you get an
You don't,
irate
from the
person.
building standpoint, but because the building is sprinklered. So usually it's because of a fire separation simply for it. I would think it would be a security.
Well, that's how they get.
Yeah, it's definitely a security issue, but there are, if you're familiar with the space out there are all the sprinkler heads that are coming down out there.
Yeah,
There's
we're
a
gonna
drop
have
ceiling.
to change all those.
So pretty
Yeah,
much,
Well,
drop
all
down.
changed.
so pretty must be more security and.
Yeah,
stuff, so you don't.
from
hear
my
it on the
perspective,
side.
and this is again, this is just an outline. If it gets to the point where we're discussing like walls, that's why I have like a block wall for the evidence room, a plywood or block wall for the booking room. And JD can attest to it, you know, if we just have sheetrock in a room, somebody puts their head through it, somebody kicks a hole in it. Now we're spending $1,800 to fix a hole in the wall. So if they got plywood and they wanna smash their head through plywood, I can call the ambulance. But we don't have to fix a wall. Like, they did it
Town
so.
reimbursed for that?
It's still ongoing. I just got a letter saying that it's been continued to April, the case has been continued to April, so I'm hoping that we can get restitution for that, but. Yeah, but there's some things that need to be secure, that lobby, I've got a couple of windows, and when you see on the back sheet, it says like lobby window secure or something to that effect.
Okay, we,
That window, that's where the public's gonna come in and then deal with us in that main dispatch
Right.
room.
so as part
That
of,
can't be open and accessible to the
as
public.
part of the building process, the architects have to do a code review process to
Yeah.
make sure that it complies with all building codes. And it's not ADA, it's the Architectural Access Board in Massachusetts, they have to make sure that it's handicap accessible, so.
Mhm.
And there are certain glazing requirements, windows for light and ventilation and stuff, so they will do all that, and they have to add things here and there to conform to these requirements.
Yeah.
Like 2 means of egress out of spaces, there's probably gonna be a ventilation fan assembly for the bays out there, probably a floor drain put in.
Yeah,
These are
and
all-
it's got some of that
and
stuff in there now,
The architect will.
No.
The architect should do that.
yeah.
Are there architects who specifically design
Who did,
secure facilities rather than just?
who did the police station?
Who constructed it or
Who
who did
decided?
it? I'd have to look, I've got the feasibility study for that, but.
You know, so, yeah,
Yeah.
But I
But I mean,
not just any architect would be designing
right.
secure facilities.
Knows the codes.
Right.
Jones would say, speak about Jones Architect, she's elementary school, they do a lot of his school projects, but they're local.
Yeah, we want to get moving on this, but we'll have to set up exactly what our procedure is gonna be.
Yeah.
One other question on access, if I remember correctly, next to where the office, chief's office is
Yeah,
up
there's a
here.
door there.
There's a door at the end of that,
Yeah,
hall, which would have to be secure,
That goes outside.
and it goes to the outside.
yeah, it's on this side of the building.
Yeah,
And that would be like a, you know, backdoor entrance to the.
oh, yeah, but it would have,
That wouldn't need to be like a main entrance, fancy entrance way, but I'd like to have something aesthetic.
no, but it would just need to be the secure.
Yeah, the second egress. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, then, figure out exactly what our procedure is gonna be for getting, starting to, you know, either doing a feasibility study or getting, you know, an architect to,
I know feasibility studies can get expensive, just tell us what we already know, except for the
yeah.
estimate of how much it's gonna cost.
The requirement is gotta do it.
Yeah, if it's a requirement, I get it.
Not much sugar, I think Brian Domino was something before, but that you have to do it. Why are we doing this? You have to say,
It's just
Frederick don't want that.
pretty crazy. I mean, the feasibility study that we have for the police station was part of the town hall project as well, so it's a thick book and we have options, the needs and why we need to get out of that building and what it. Half of that stuff, but
You don't need.
not really gonna be
Right,
needed.
right.
We just need to know how much it costs.
That's what it comes down to, but nothing's that simple.
Yeah,
So yeah, we may. I don't know if we'll go on select board agenda for next time, then. I'm gonna talk to Pete about it
Yeah.
first and see what is necessary, but
Okay.
thank
and
you.
this
Providing this-
plan too, I mean, I could show you how it looks out there if you'd like, but remember that there's these steel pillars. They're like 16 feet apart, some of them are like right in the middle, some are at the edges of the walls, so this space is kind of configured. Like this whole section, it's in thirds, this third of it is between 2 pillars. This third is the middle pillars, and this third is the pillars on the other side, so we don't have a completely open space. We're working kind of around those pillars, and do we have a pillar in the middle of the room like this? Or do we match the wall up with the pillar? So those things are for an architect to figure out, but.
I think we should As an agenda item for this committee going forward, we should have a line item that we ask the superintendent.
Yeah.
If there's any new things that popped up since our last meeting. Or
Okay.
that he's seen that's happened since we've met. So probably nothing right now, but we should have that as a line item.
Right.
So you hear that?
The
I could, yeah.
standing line item, and if there's
Sure.
nothing, there's nothing.
Do you have any comments? No?
I
So,
don't know enough about it yet,
okay,
but I can reach out to some engineers I know,
yeah.
and that kind of thing, I can read.
I'm just like, if you're like, hey,
Yeah.
I was at the town hall the other day and I saw this, I just wanna bring you forward to touch.
Updates from that building.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for, something like that. Just like, I saw this, we should look at it. Think about it.
Sounds good.
And
Can we put a tray in the ceiling to catch the water? Have it deflect up off the side.
We're actually gonna consult with Norris to put a hydropower strawberry facility.
Cool.
Collect the rainwater.
Not illegal.
one thing we're gonna need to do with this is try to figure out how to include this project in terms of funding
Okay.
into the highway, given that
Would you just give me the key?
one is
Move
necessary,
your curtains out, I'm in.
plugged in the other. I would like to be able to do it funded as one package rather than.
Because we need,
rather than.
if his building and we can use a use and we get a price on that, and you just put it all.
We haven't seen, but I think it's gonna be much cheaper to reconfigure that space.
Mhm.
For him, for the Whately, like Garrett moving with the existing space at the police station, which doesn't really need much renovation.
You don't need it, you need it. Jim showed me
And then we
last
don't
week,
have to
really don't
build
need nothing.
brand new.
Right.
It's gonna be much cheaper to renovate what we already have than build
Oh, yeah.
new.
Right,
Yeah.
you only building one new building.
Within the existing structure, not moving pillars.
Right.
And if we keep it under 7,500 square feet, we don't have to fire sprinklers in it. Which saves a lot of money.
And I don't wanna. Like put people into that space if Garrett's gonna take it, but the building is big enough, and I don't know that you need all of the space, but there could be an area where you could have a spot for the. Solid waste, that they could have an office space in there, if they're gonna be across the street with the dump, maybe they could have an office in there that they. Work, I don't know, but there's a lot of space in there, there's a lot of office space in there, so. Yeah, I don't wanna invite anybody in.
No, give that a pause.
As I've been saying throughout all this, there's just a lot of moving parts, the police,
There is.
the transportation,
Yeah.
I would, there are lots of different things
If we
that.
can just pursue the
We
best
have
interest of
been-
taxpayers.
That this committee's gonna have to ride herd on.
And then we got the transfer station, so we got three moving targets here that we have to figure where to
We
go.
did not buy the compactor, which was a good idea.
Right.
My one request is that they don't put just modular cubicles for space in there like we did in the back here.
They did that, so they wouldn't have to reconfigure all of the fire sprinkler system. That's why they did that.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I can see it. I went through it for 4 years with the current police station and the corners they wanted me to cut. I don't wanna, safety, security, those are big things. It has to be right.
First time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, anything else? Thank you, Chief.
thank you, Chief. Motion to adjourn.
That's what I was looking for.
That's.
It's not, you're on the ball.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Done.